Hello, everyone on YouTube. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. This video is a recap of my most recent stay at the Moon Palace Golf Resort and Spa located in Cancun, Mexico. I will be using multiple virtual backgrounds to showcase this wonderful, one-of-a-kind property to each and every one of you. So please do bear with me as I stay silent for a little bit as I switch the backgrounds over. First and foremost, this is the view from the room that I was in. Now, explain to me where you can find a view and wake up to this every morning. This is what you wake up to. This beautiful landscape behind me. Minus, obviously, the distortion. And this beautiful ocean. You're not going to find that anywhere. This resort is beautiful. I mean, it really is something you're not going to find anywhere else. Let me show all of you the pool of this resort in a very, let me show you another beautiful factor before I get to the pool of this beautiful, luxurious property. And once again, as I work through all of this, I do want to let you all know that I am switching backgrounds, so please bear with me as the silence happens. And once again, I am truly sorry if this does take me a long time to get this to you guys. And also, for the record, some of these pictures, like this one, which might digress, are horizontal. That was clearly not my intention. So for that, I truly am sorry, and that will be corrected. But here is one of the walkway areas I do have on this resort. Now, this room, right up here, where my finger is known as the residence. Now, the residence, it's a very, very expensive room. It is exclusive to members at this resort. And the cost of it is not something that I, unfortunately, am at liberty to disclose. Because I can't, unfortunately, disclose that information. But here's another view of from my room. Now, mind you, this picture as well is horizontal. And for that, I am sorry. Took this with my iPad. I did not believe that they were going to be like this. So for that, once again, I do apologize. But this is another picture of what I woke up to every morning. And what I did is the hammock that you see my finger on right here. I grabbed my iPad, I read my local paper every morning while sitting on that hammock, drinking a good cup of coffee. Now, for the pool. This pool is one of the at least 10 others on property. this resort just really, it does have something for each and every one of you. You are not gonna find something as elegant as this anywhere else in the Caribbean. Now let me show you all a picture of another part of this resort that I know that you're going to thoroughly enjoy. Welcome to another station at this beautiful property by the name of the Moon Grant. Now, this is in a little restaurant type area, which I'll switch my background here once again for all of you here in just a moment to showcase more of it to you. Just one moment. Because I'm not kidding. By the time this is all said and done, I'm going to be showing you guys everything that this resort really does have to offer. And trust me, you're going to want to book this. You're going to want to book this property like immediately after I'm done. Like I said, just give me all a minute here. Oh, here's another one for you guys. Just a moment, please. Welcome to the lobby bar. Now, this lobby bar can be very busy. Very, very busy. But what you're getting out of this, it is truly unbelievable. The bar is actually right where my finger is, or part of it is, at least. I wasn't able to get a panoramic of this. I tried, but because of all of the people around here, panoramics are kind of freaky in that notion. And it would have been severely distorted, and this was the best I could do from a distance. And let me show you guys what the beach looks like. Or let me actually, before I proceed with that, let me show each and every one of you where this one-of-a-kind, all-inclusive, just beautiful property all started with me. Because what you're about to see is where it really did all truly start with this property. Once again, I am sorry that it's horizontal. This room right here, 6305. This room is the first ever room that myself and my family stayed at back in 2009 at this resort. And it really was our first taste of this one-of-a-kind property. And our experience was even phenomenal back then. So that's where it really all started. It really is where all of this all started. Was this beautiful one-of-a-kind property. It's in that room. It's where it all began. Now, once again, as I continue to work through some of these things, I want to let you all know that I am gonna. Oh, I think this is a better one. Here, just a moment, guys. Like I said, I'm moving virtual backgrounds a lot here, so that each and every one of you can see this in full detail, because this is going to be so much easier to explain. Here, sorry, I have my code here in the back, so I understand it might be a little distorted for some of you. Sorry. So, here is a stepway. Now, off in the distance, wherever my finger kind of is, or part of it at least, that's the beach. This little shack thingy right here, Cook's Pizza, is from a menu. In the past, they used to customize it, but on account of COVID, they do not do that anymore. Much to my digress. Now, let me see if I can pull another photo for you guys that I want you to see. Sure. Give me one moment here, everybody. I want to add a photo to this live stream, to this presentation, so that you all understand something about this property. Just give me one moment. I'll let you on all this picture most likely is going to be horizontal. Oh, it's not. Stay corrected. Now, something to notate about this bookshelf. What I don't totally know if you guys can see it or not. You might be able to, or it's hiding in the distance. And for that, I am sorry. Nestled inside of this bookshelf is a very cleverly hidden door that leads to a bar known as the library. Now, these bartenders here are the joke behind this bar, and I say this to each and every one of you, truthfully. Danger. Handle with care. Bartenders and waiters and waitresses, dangerous. In the most good way possible. These bartenders will make you by far some of the best drinks that you will ever have. These bartenders made me a couple of drinks, and oh my lord, were they good. They were phenomenal. You're not going to find this. One of the best drinks that I had at this bar was a margarita with Don Julio 70. Now, a little bit of history about Don Julio 70. Down in Mexico, Don Julio 70 is known as one thing. It's known as holy water. Now, this is a very strong tequila, but this tequila does not burn. This tequila doesn't burn, and it goes down like water. And if you are not careful, by the end of the night, you will be down on your knees, praying to the porcelain god, wondering, what the hell happened? Why do I feel the way I do? Because it doesn't burn. It's good tequila. And I don't drink much tequila. And so these bartenders are just unbelievable and dangerous. Now, what I'm about to show you is a view of the beach at night. So, and once again, because of the fact that I took this from my iPad, it might be horizontal. No, it's not. Oh, lovely. This beach. I walked on it every morning. Beautiful. Honestly, every morning what I did is that little chair that you see right where my finger is, or where part of it is at least. I sat on that chair every morning and just closed my eyes and listened to the sounds of the waves crash into the shoreline. And it is just, it is one of the most therapeutic sounds that you really are ever going to encounter. And you will not find anything like it anywhere else. You're just not. Now, because I'm going to be talking about a couple of corporate matters, just 1 second, I need to switch your background here. Now, here are a couple of things to note. First of all, for those of you that go into Mexico, now I have some wonderful news that I mentioned in a previous video about not having to fill out a form, but I wasn't totally familiar with how it would work and everything. Well, now after this trip, I can tell you with 100% certainty how this all works. And it's genius. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. You no longer need to fill out a paper form to enter into Mexico. You will have your passport scanned by Mexican Customs and Border Protection. They will ask for the purpose of your visit, how long you're going to be there, do you have anything to declare, i.e. meat, fruit, etc., things that could cause problems to their things that could cause problems to their environment or their ecosystem. Yeah, those quality assurance questions that I'm sure some of you are familiar with. And also, when you get your bags, for those of you that have been to Mexico a lot, like me, and remember that confounded red light, green light button that existed, then now you no longer have that. That's gone. Instead, there are Mexican immigration officers standing at random positions, and they will pull you off to the side at random. They just choose. And another thing to note, when you return, when you go through customs and immigration to come back home, in the airport in Cancun. Now, I'm not totally for certain that this is all of Mexico, because I was just in Cancun, so I want to make that kind of clear. It is still required to wear a mask. Now, let me elaborate on that, because I can see questions spinning in everybody's head right now as to, oh, but the mask mandate's over. Why are we going to need a mask? The reasoning behind this is it is only needed when going through security. After you are through security, you can take the mask off. If you so choose not to do so, that is solely your choice. But it is not required that you keep your mask on from that point moving forward. It was told to us it is for the officers' protection. And also in Mexico, you don't need to remove your shoes, which is wonderful. So you can just walk right through. It is a wonderful incentive not to have to remove your shoes. I hope to get back down to this resort soon. I don't want to have to wait this long. Again, I don't want to have to wait another 5 years to get down to see this beautiful resort for each and every one of you. I just don't want to have to do that. I plan to get down to this resort sometime in the future, within the next year or two. I understand that some of you may have questions regarding this. And I want to let you all know, I am more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Now, here's a couple other things that I know that all of you had, that I know that I had previously mentioned once again in a previous video regarding Moon Palace and Moon Palace Moon Grand. And in this trip, I got some very great elaboration. If you book the Moon Palace Moon Grand through me, you will have unrestricted access to the 3 lobbies. Moon Palace Moon Grand, Moon Palace Sunrise, and Moon Palace Nizuk. But, however, if you book just Moon Palace, Sunrise or Nizuk, you do not, unfortunately, have access to the Grand. But if you book Moon Palace Moon Grand through me, you will have access to all 3 of the lobbies. So you'll be able to see all of the lobbies that this resort has to offer. And also, for those of you that are spa enthusiasts, I know in a previous video, I had previously mentioned that there were 2 spas on this resort. I happily sit corrected. There are 3 spas on this property. 1 in each station. Oh, wait. No, strike that. I'm sorry. Allow me to re-clarify. You have the spa in Nizuk, which is hiding in a weird area. I'll explain that kind of in a moment, and whenever you get to it. Then you have the spa on the lower level of the Grand. And let me tell you, this spa is something to behold in and of itself. I was down in this spa in 2017, almost said 15, forgive me. In 2017, when this spa was being built, and we were allowed to go where PPE, personal protective equipment, was not required. And then you have the Coup de Grace spas on the golf course. Which brings me to another background that I'm going to pull up for you guys here. Welcome to La Trattoria, an authentic Italian restaurant where you will be just blown away by their abilities. They have multiple cuisines available. I'm going to tell y'all what I had, which I can't totally remember the name of off the top of my head. It's right on the tip of my tongue. And it's driving me nuts, I can't remember it for you. But it's like it's like a very thin meat sausage kind of thing, and oh, it is good. It is good. And you also have lasagna and a few other dishes. I mean, you have salmon, you have multiple things available. And trust me, your mouth's gonna water when you taste this stuff. It really is something to truly behold. All of the restaurants at night do require a reservation, which I can easily book for you because I have pull with this property. Because one thing you guys get out of me as a travel agent that you're not going to find anywhere else, my tolerance for BS and stupidity is 0. Never has been. Even 1% for that matter. It has been completely 0 from the get-go. I can't say enough about this resort. Now, you may have questions. Another question I commonly get asked is, oh, how do I get around this resort? Oh my God, it's huge. Well, there's another good question. They have a bus. And it's a lot like, well, I think it is a Greyhound bus, but anyways. You have a lobby-to-lobby bus that will take you to all of the lobbies. Now, regarding the this particular restaurant, regarding La Trattoria, there's kind of a tricky way of doing that, which is where I'll explain all of that to each and every one of you later on. Should you have any questions about this property, I'd be more than happy to answer that. But it doesn't really pay, quite frankly, for me to answer these questions about how do you get from one restaurant to the next, in this case, until you actually book the property. So, I want to thank you all very much for your time. For those of you that are not a part of my newsletter list, I strongly recommend and encourage that you go to AwesomeSpainTravel.com, scroll all the way down, and the forms to sign up for the newsletter list will be listed on the site. Fill out all of the required information, and that will cycle its way back to me. You will be receiving a confirmation email to confirm your subscription. Please do kindly check your junk mail for that. I once again would like to thank you all very much for your time. My contact information will be listed in the description of this video. Have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to booking this property for so many of you in the future. Bye for now. Oh, and before I go, you do have the option of room service at this property. Room service can be ordered through the Palace app or by phone. They will ask you what you want, and they will make it happen. And also, for those of you that may have questions regarding the Linton services at this property, they're wonderful. Your room is cleaned daily, no matter what. Fridge, restock daily, if you want it. This resort just really is something that it's the mantra that they go by. It's not all inclusive, it's awe inclusive. Once again, I would like to thank you all very much for your time. Have a great rest of your day.